Hi, Catherine. This is Mike from Stagecoach Road Vintage Sewing Machine, and this is your new Franklin. And this is the final test before we pack her up to ship her out to you. And in this test, we're going to go over how to wind the bobbin, how to thread the machine, and how to work the various controls. Basically, just how to sew on this machine. You'll find your bobbin below the slide plate. The slide plate doesn't slide. It's got a spring-loaded latch in that little thumb cutout. Press the latch in and just lift it out. And your bobbin is in the bobbin case down here, which has a latch as well. The latch that's right below the bobbin case, lift it up while you pull out the bobbin. And let's see. You have a few spare bobbins in this little accessory kit that comes with it. To wind the bobbin, put your thread on the spool pin. Go, let's see, around this little tension device and back to the, you'll see a thread guide on the end of this chrome plate, and down to your bobbin winder. Put your thread through the little hole in the side of the bobbin. And then slide the bobbin onto the bobbin winder. This machine, you should know, very important, excuse me, turns in the opposite direction of a Singer or most modern machines. The hand wheel turns away from you. This spring-loaded thumb screw puts just enough pressure on here to make firm contact with the hand wheel. Now, you can declutch your hand wheel so that you're not making the whole machine cycle while you wind the bobbin by pressing this little latch here. Pressing it outwards towards the outside of the hand wheel. Now again, you're going to be turning your hand wheel clockwise, holding on to that little tail of thread. And that should be plenty of thread for our test. So take your bobbin off. Release the tension on this spring-loaded thumb screw here so that your rubber tire is no longer in contact with the hand wheel. And then you're going to reclutch your machine by lining up the slot in the outer ring with the little keeper that, there you go. Out is released, in is, there we go. Make sure that it goes into the slot. Now you're turning the whole machine again. Excuse me. To, and cut off the little tail on the bobbin. So with the thread coming off the top of the bobbin in, let's see which direction. With the thread coming off the top of the bobbin in this direction, drop your bobbin into the bobbin case and We're going to go between the leaves of this little nose here, and this is your lower tension. So you drop your bobbin in the bobbin case, go into the little slot on the side, then across that nose to the other side, and you'll see a slot in the other side. Go into that slot and go all the way back. And then when you pull it forward, your thread will go between the two leaves of the lower tension assembly here. This is your tension adjustment, this little screw on the top, and what it does is presses down on this leaf spring to add more pinch between the two plates. And it's unlikely you'll ever need to adjust the lower tension unless you're sewing something exceptionally heavy or light. But it rarely needs to be changed. And now just slide your bobbin and bobbin case into the bobbin race here, and you'll feel it set itself in. And then to thread the top, let's see, let's put some felt spools on the top. Well, that one doesn't need one, does it? The felt spool keeps the spool from spinning out of control if you stop suddenly. Put your spool on the spool pin, go around this little post here, and then between the discs of this tensioner into the thread guide here, and all the way down to this to your upper tension. So go straight down and then just put your thread in behind it and pull up. And you'll see your thread catches the little check spring there. And from there, go into the take-up lever from the front, from the back towards the front, and then down to the thread guide on the needle clamp and through the eye of the needle from the left towards the right. Let's do that again. Put your spool on the spool pin, go around this post and then between the discs of the upper little tensioner here and into the thread guide at the tip of it, all the way down and into the slot on the back of the upper tension, and then pull up, and probably want to hold your upper thread for this to get the thread to pull into the check spring. But once you have it correct, when you pull up on the thread, you'll see the check spring down here move up and down. Then go through your take-up lever from the back of the machine towards the front. Down to the thread guide on the needle clamp, and then through the eye of the needle from the left to the right. And it's always good to cut a fresh end on your thread, because if the thread is frayed, it makes it much harder to push it through the eye of the needle. Make sure your thread doesn't get wrapped around anything it shouldn't. Now, holding your needle thread loosely, turn your hand wheel away from you, one full revolution, and the needle will take the upper thread down where the hook will pick it up, wrap it around the bobbin, and bring up your lower thread. There we are. There's your lower thread. Put the thread between the toes of the presser foot and towards the back of the machine. Then the machine is ready to sew. You can put your slide plate back in. There's a little lip here. You want to put it under the edge of the screw mounted one and just press it down. Put your fabric under the presser foot and using the lever on the back of the machine, lower the needle or lower the presser foot onto the fabric. This is your stitch length, going from your shortest stitches at the bottom to your longest stitches at the top. Yeah, longest stitches are at the top, smallest stitches are at the bottom. We're going to set it at about 3. That's a good ballpark range for regular threaded fabric. Your tension this chrome knob on top is the pressure on your sewing foot. If you're sewing something extra heavy, you may need a little more pressure on the sewing foot. Something very lightweight, you might want to let off a little pressure, but mainly you want just enough pressure to move your fabric along with authority without really mashing it with the presser foot, which can mar some delicate fabrics, leave marks. I believe that's everything. Okay, so turning the hand wheel away. Longer stitch, shorter stitch, longer stitch, and then about 3. This machine does not have a reverse. If you need to back tack, just turn your fabric around and go back a couple of stitches. Oil her every 8 or so hours of sewing. Just 1 drop at each movement point. There are oil holes here and there, but your user manual, and I think I have a user manual to send you. If I do, I'll send it along. Your user manual will have an oiling guide in it. Okay, yeah, this is the seam we're doing here. Looks good. Looks well balanced between the top and the bottom. And thank you so much. We appreciate your patronage. You help us to keep doing what we love doing, which is restoring worthy sewing machines. Thanks again.